Yes, sir. Bwah. Yeah, this is a good era, man. Yeah, this guy is a genius in the dubstep world, man. A few years ago, we couldn't design any of this as blind people, and I think this guy's one of the best ones out here doing it. So it's dope to be here watching this happen. I've been making dubstep for like few years. I'm not gonna say how many years because I don't want to age myself, but I've been making dubstep, and I used to use a lot of one shots and shit, cheating it, you know. But now we don't have to cheat it anymore. Dubstep sounds from scratch. That's love, man. Yeah. It's all good. That's cool. I'm a little bit more experienced in the freestyle world, and he's a lot more experienced in the dubstep sound design world. So, yeah, man. Welcome to the Blind Producers channel. It's great to have this thing going, man. If you don't know about the community, there's a really awesome Discord community. Over 100 members in there. These guys are always dropping sauce for different VSTs, templates, packages, just a whole lot to help you with your accessible blind production. So let's see. You can tell them more about that. Hi. It's huge, man. Who are some of your favorite dubstep artists right now? Like, what kind of sounds do you like making, and where does the inspiration come from? Yeah, yeah. No, so much, right? It's hard to think like right when somebody asks you that. It's hard. So you miss some of your favorites, and then later you go back and you're like, damn, I forgot about this person. Oh, Space Laces, yeah, crazy. What about like Crank That? Yeah, yeah. I need to hear some of the new stuff. Fire. Yeah, he stood out to me as one of the innovative people making sort of different types of bass lines. I don't really know if you could call them wubs because his are kind of more the gun style, which I think is a really dope innovation in dubstep. Like there's this new bass line called the gun, which has kind of been developing for the past like 10 years. You know, Skrillex, I think, had a lot to do with that at first, but then it's just been taken so much further. Wow. Yeah. Those original gun basses you talk about, would that be around like knife parties time? Like was that kind of some of the type of things I feel like they sometimes had? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, man. If you're watching the stream right now, make sure you like the stream. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to Blind Producers.
It's interesting.
Oh shit.
Can you hear me
So I'm
now?
just basically asking a whole lot of questions and a
Yeah.
whole lot of silence is happening right now. I sound like a psycho.
Uh,
Damn, damn, damn. We finna get this right. I'm glad we didn't get into the actual
yeah,
sound
producer
design.
stuff.
Y'all ain't really missed too much. We just sitting here talking shit, man. We just talking about getting into dubstep and inspirations.
If anything breaks, I'm feel free to call me. Because I'll be answering. So yeah. Actually, I'm gonna keep.
Okay,
Uh,
word. You're
yeah,
live now.
yeah, great. That's awesome. I hope it
Damn,
doesn't.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't crash because I'm not sure why it did that. To be honest, it's kind of
Yeah,
weird.
my interface be doing little shit like that sometimes too.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all let us know. Try to keep if something happens, say something in the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on the
feel free
chat sometimes. So there we go. Beautiful. So, shall we start sound designing? Think so.
Yes.
So yeah. Do you want to do stuff?
I think a dope way to do this is, I was wondering if I could see you maybe walk through making a few of these with, Serum and whatever it is that you have.
Yeah.
And then after, if you also want to use Surge, feel free. And then I've just downloaded Surge Chat for the first time today. So I think what would be dope is for you to sort of
Gotta guide
remote
you.
control sound design.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you sort of walk me through the chain of making one of these after I've seen you made a few.
Yeah,
Or maybe make a few,
Yeah.
I
this
want to
is
see where we can go.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I've never done that. Something like that. I can't speak.
Yeah.
So let's go with.
Well, I'll shut up and get out of your way.
If you have questions, you and of course the chat as well. Feel free to drop them in the chat. So I'm gonna use Surge today. Maybe we'll use Serum
Nice.
later for more of the guns because sometimes they can be complex. Let me see if y'all can hear Surge in the chat in the YouTube stream. Yep, there we go. You can hear it.
Awesome.
So I think one of the dumbest basses in dubstep is wub, and a wub really can really be made out of a really simple saw wave. So in Surge it will be the fall oscillator. I always set this to the modern saw wave instead of the classic because I noticed I don't know, to me it sounds better. Maybe there's not really a difference. I think it's more.
How do you do this?
So basically, should I route voiceover? I think I should.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for blind people, it would be hard to follow without, the. So I'm gonna go here.
On.
Let me see if they can hear that.
Source options. In mute 100%. In slide 99. 77%.
I'll probably turn this down so it's not as loud as my voice.
I don't have voiceover coming through Sonobus yet.
Yeah, I have to do that as well. So basically, let me see.
58%. 56.
That's so damn meta.
Yeah. There we go. So voiceover is coming through the stream. Probably gonna make it
50%.
a little bit less loud.
50%.
I have a weird routing on for this stream. I'm using two devices for Sotobus for the live stream. This is a mess.
Reaper. FX. Track 1 Surge XT.
Hey, you make it work how you got to.
Yeah.
Just so you know, it's still not coming through on the Sonobus though. The voiceover isn't.
Yeah, let me see.
Loop back. Loop. Discord recorder. Device.
Because I would have to do some
New output channels. New monitor. Menu button.
like this though. We're double for a sec.
Or would it be better if I just watched the stream? Okay, but you'd be a little bit behind.
Starlet 2 i2 4th gen.
Yeah, we'll be like way behind, I guess.
Zoom audio device. Audio device. MacBook Air speakers. Zoom audio. Starlet 2 i2 4th gen.
We do this.
New monitor. Menu. Rate. Enable rate channel 1 to output channel 1. Wire. Auto Sonobus input. New source. Menu button. Zoom audio device.
Oh wait,
New source.
I didn't have to do that apparently.
Sonobus input. Device in Discord. Disc rate. Enable rate. Enable Discord 5 Reaper. Enable splice. Voiceover. Disc pass through. Enable pass through. Enable voice pass through. Enable pass through. And voice splice. Reaper. Firebug. Discord. Output channel. Pass through channel. Voiceover channel 2.
Give me one moment.
Voiceover splice channel 2. Splice channel. Reaper. Check. Fire. Discord. Discord rate channel. Starlet. Output channel
All
1.
good.
Starlet 2 i2 4th gen. Enable monitor. Delete. Rate. Enable application 5 Reaper splice. Voiceover. Disc pass through. Voiceover. Splice. Enable voiceover. Disc in off. On.
Can you hear this?
Source options section. Options section.
Yes,
Volume,
yes.
35%. Source volume.
There we go.
35%. Source volume. Slider.
Brilliant.
Nice. So,
Reaper. FX. Seek modern. Oscillator top.
I'm in the oscillator section. This will be quite different from Windows because Windows is a bit more cluttered, at least the interface of Surge. But you can get you can navigate between sections with, I think it's Alt period and comma. So until you press
Okay.
Alt comma or Alt period until you get to oscillator
Oscillator controls. Group.
oscillator controls,
Modern. Oscillator type.
and then you see oscillator type.
Oscillator type. See classic. Oscillator type button.
Classic.
Oscillator type.
This first one is going to be a saw wave.
Oscillator type.
The second one, classic, is going to be a
Classic.
square
Oscillator
wave.
type button. Oscillator type.
Then you have modern,
Yeah.
saw wave,
Modern. Oscillator type button. Oscillator type.
square wave,
Modern. Oscillator type. Oscillator type.
triangle wave,
Modern. Oscillator
and
type.
sine
Oscillator
wave. So
Modern.
these are
Oscillator
kind of the main shapes you will use.
Oscillator.
You can use wavetables, which are
Modern.
basically
Oscillator type.
collections of frames, what we call frames, which is basically like a small little sample of you can resample audio files into wavetables if you want, and get basically a sound into a wavetable that you can manipulate and move with surge.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Selected.
Saw wave is basically what we call a single cycle wavetable. So if I go really low, you can hear it's this one single sample repeating over and over.
Yeah.
If I split this up, you get a note.
You get your notes.
Yep.
Yeah.
With wavetables, it's combining most likely 256 frames, so 256 of these. So you can basically take a sample and manipulate it real time and have a filter moving, and then you can turn that into a wavetable, which is pretty cool.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I want to set this
Oscillator
to
select. Group. Modern. Oscillator type. Oscillator type.
a modern
oscillator
saw
type.
wave. And really important for dubstep basses
See no SC1 retrigger. Toggle button.
is this retrigger. What retrigger does, it's restarting the oscillator when you play a note from the same exact position over and over. What happens is, and you can clearly hear this better with unison, if I turn the unison voices all the way up to 16, so it means there are 16 voices of one note playing at the same time, you can hear as the more I press the more notes I play, and the more different variations I get.
10.00 cents.
Yeah,
If
it's
it
moving
turned down,
it around.
yeah, if it turned down to the tune to like
0.00 cents. 2.68 cents.
2 cents, you can hear it's way better. So it's different every time, basically.
See no SC1 retrigger. Toggle button.
What retrigger will do
See no 16 voices.
is restart all the
3.67
voices
cents. 11.7
if you have multiple voices, the single voice if you have one voices from the same position. So if I have unison on and retrigger on, it's gonna do a laser type of sound. Because all the voices are phasing in time. And that's what creates this kind of phasery / kind of flanger sounding sound, if you will.
Yeah. The flanger phase. Yeah.
You can hear us. Sometimes it gets to a smooth point where it kind of creates
That zero crossing,
Yeah,
like they all meet in the center.
and they did right there. So yeah,
Like that.
it's really cool. If you want to do a respace, it's really cool to have a texture in the background. So
See no SC1 retrigger. 16 voices. See no one
for
voice.
now,
One
I
voice.
only need
17.
one voice.
0.
So at the center.
See
And
no SC1 retrigger. Selected. Top.
to make a wub, it's basically very simple, and then you can complicate it with post-processing in your style.
Auto boss mixer control. Filter controls. Input on.
I'm
See
gonna
no-
go to the filter controls. I'm gonna go to filter 1,
See no filter. LP 24 decibels.
and I'm gonna set it to a low
LP
pass.
24 decibel.
What low pass is basically cutting off all the high frequencies. If I turn this cutoff down, you're gonna hear this. I'm gonna mute voiceover. So it's in
There
this
it is.
movement. Yep. And if I go to the resonance is basically the intensity of the curve that the filter creates. So if I turn this up to like
Move out. Selection.
say
7.0.
70%, you get a
Voiceover
very
muted.
harsh sound. Which is very used
Wait,
in
how'd you do that? Did you increase resonance on that?
Yep, resonance, which is literally what most
Okay.
people use in acid techno. If you think about it, you can acid techno sounding synth is basically a saw wave or a square wave going through a filter with a low pass with a lot of resonance and then distortion, which is what creates that acid out sound.
Set 102.76.
So right now, I want to make a wub, which means I want this filter to move. And yeah, I can do it manually, but what if I want this to move by itself? So what I want to do right now is going to decrease the resonance because I don't want it to be really harsh. I'm going to go with like 40%. Cool tip in Surge, you can press enter on any
70.00%. Scene filter 1 resonance. Slider.
on any parameter
New value. Edit text. Content selected 70.00%.
and type
Selection 40.00%.
40.
Oh,
That's very cool. And then I'm gonna go with on the cutoff frequency. I'm gonna set this to
New value. Edit text 100.00.
100 hertz because I want to be precise.
100.00.
You don't need to do that. And then you can press right bracket,
Menu. Window.
and it
Insert
opens
text.
up this menu. If you go down,
Filter 1 cutoff. Open edit value. 100.00 hertz. Reset filter cutoff to key track. Add modulation from. Has submenu.
you can go and add modulation from. In this menu, you can set modulators for this parameter. So you can have what we call LFOs, which are basically really small oscillators that move, but they don't output sound. They just output a value that you can link to this parameter and move that parameter in time. You can link this to macros, so a slider in Surge that will automate multiple parameters. Let's say you have a complete patch you want to modify. If you have multiple oscillators, you want to modify the cutoff for all different oscillators or the pitch. You can do a
that's
macro
dope.
for all threes, and then when you move that slider, it's gonna move all threes, three parameters at the same time.
Voice LFOs. Has
So
submenu.
in this case, I want to go to voice LFO, and
Scene LFOs. Has submenu.
the difference between scene LFOs, you'll see this scene LFOs and voice LFOs is basically as voice LFO is going for each voice. So that means if you have unison on one oscillator, each voice of the unison is going to get a different modulation. Especially if you use one of the more complex. Sorry, not the unison. If you have multiple voices, multiple notes playing, each note is going to have its own distinguished LFO movement. Especially if you use complex LFO shapes like noise or sample and hold, which I'm going to talk about later.
Voice LFOs.
And scene LFO is basically one LFO per scene. In the Surge, they're called scenes, where basically in one scene you have three oscillators, one noise, filters, effects, LFOs. In the other scene, you have the same thing. So you can basically have 6 oscillators in total, 4 filters, and I think 8 effects slots total, if you count both scenes.
Okay.
So it's basically like if you know Silent has part 1 and part B, or part A, part B, and it's basically the same thing.
Scene LFOs. Has submenu. Envelopes. Has
So I
scene
want to
LFO.
go to voice LFO.
Voice LFO 1.
I'm gonna go with voice LFO 1,
Voice LFO 1.
and here you'll see various options.
Voice LFO 1. Raw waveform. Voice LFO 1. EG only. Voice LFO 1.
Raw waveform, envelope only. I'm gonna use voice LFO 1 because that's what I always use.
New value. Edit text. Content selected 0.00 hertz. FX. Track 1.
And here you will type the value, the maximum value which you want this modulation to go. So for example, if I type
Selection replace 9.
900 hertz, that will move this cutoff parameter by 900 hertz. And if I press enter,
100.0.
now I play a note,
100.00 hertz. Scene filter.
you can see.
Oh shit! It
It's
does it
moving.
automatically.
Yep, it's moving in time.
Envelope control. LFO controls. In off. LF 1.00.
Now this is set to hertz, which is not tempo synced. So you can do really cool stuff with this if you modulate the speed. You can do patches like if you know Speed House or Stutter House, they have these like synths that go.
Yeah.
So you can do that.
Voiceover on mute 0.00. 1.200.
In this case, I want it to be tempo synced. So what I'm gonna do is press right bracket,
Menu. Window. LFO 1. Edit value. 1. Tempo sync.
and go to tempo sync.
1/4 dotted. Scene ALFO 1 rate. Slider. 0 1/4 dotted. Scene ALFO
And
1.
here you can see it's going to tempo map it to your project BPM, different grid values.
1/4
So
dotted. 1/2 triplet. 1/2 triplet.
Perfect.
1/4 node.
in this case, I want 1/4 wub. What you noticed is basically it's very fast as an LFO. And that's because by default, it's moving both ways. So it's moving up by 900 hertz and moving down by 900 hertz, which might not be the thing you want. So if you click on
Scene ALFO 1 unipolar. Toggle button.
unipolar, it's going to move only in one direction. And this should slow down the movement and the opening of the filter. So you can hear it's way more steady than before.
That's interesting because it's still going up and down. It's still going in both directions.
Yep. It's going
So
it's going up.
What exactly was modified there?
So it's going up to if you set your base value to 100 hertz, it's going up 900 hertz, so it's going up to 1000. And then if you set this to be non-unipolar, it's going down to 100 hertz and then going down again. If you set this to unipolar, it's going up to 1000 hertz, down to 100 hertz, and then up again to 1000 hertz. So it doesn't go below your base value. Well,
Got you.
Yeah, the
So
opposite.
it kind of lets you control how much, like, not velocity, so to speak, but like how much it curves down.
Yeah,
Can you go in between those two? Like, can you make a curve, like instead of it being at the midpoint, like, you know, maybe just if your transient's doing something and you want to adjust it just a little bit to go a little slower or a little faster,
I don't
can you go in
think
between
you
these?
Can. I mean, you can with SEG, which basically lets you allow you to draw your curves, but that's not something accessible of Surgic C yet. But I know the developer is working on it to make it accessible. So Paul, I believe in you. So
That's fire.
yeah, what you mostly would like to would want for a wub is to have this unipolar, so it's more steady. So you can hear if I press multiple notes, they all have their own LFO that's moving.
Yeah, that's good.
So you can have it, you know, at the same time, or if you want to do something more creative, you can do.
Nice.
Then let's make this more like a wub. A wub also wants modulation on the volume. So I'm gonna go to mixer controls, which basically is a mixer for your oscillators.
0.00 decibels. Scene OSC 1 volume. Vertical slider.
And I'm gonna go to oscillator 1 volume, which is the oscillator I'm currently using. I'm gonna go set this to the minimum value. So with end, you can set it to the minimum value that the slider can go to. So it's really fast. Instead of using up and down arrow keys, you can just do end and home for respectively the lowest and highest value of the slider. And I'm gonna do the same thing.
Very good tip.
Yeah.
OSC 1 edit value. Add modulation from.
I'm gonna go to the same menu with right bracket.
Menu. Voice LFOs. Has submenu.
Same LFO, so I'm gonna go with LFO 1.
Voice LFO 1. Has submenu. Voice LFO 1. New value.
And then here I'm gonna type the maximum value of decibels, which in this case I think it's 192 from what I discovered, which is basically going from minus 192 decibels all the way to 0. And this should now do this. So it's now moving the volume of the oscillator with the filter.
Yep. Right in time.
Yep. And you can shape this LFO how you want. So you have this deform slider, which basically I think changes like the curve of the LFO a little bit. So if we put this to 100%,
100.00%.
it will sound like this. Yeah.
It's a fat wob.
Yeah. And if you put this down to
minus 100.0.
minus 100%, it's gonna sound like this. So it's very snappier.
Dope. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with like 50%. So it's a bit more open. It lasts for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
What you want for basses is to be monophonic, which means only one note at a time can play. Obviously, if you want to do more creative stuff, you can literally do as I did in my track, The Life We Had Before, where I basically had a Surge XT patch with a low note and then a higher note. Distorted together, it would create a lead that would most likely sound like this, which is something you can do, and we will talk about that later. But for most like dubstep basses, especially wubs, you want this to be monophonic, so only one note plays at a time. The way you do this is you go to the global controls group. I'm gonna go a little bit fast here just to go to the point. Scene A play mode. Here you see various polyphonic, which means you can play multiple voices. You have mono.
Whole lot of them.
Yep. So we have, I think, a limit of 64.
64. Limit slider.
Yeah, and Surge, but you can set this to, say, 2. So only 2 voices can be played.
Okay.
So you can see how it's cutting off the oldest note basically. So if I hit another note, you can see the lower C got cut off.
Yeah. Nice.
In this case, I want this mono option, so if I play another note, it switches to that.
The first is instantly cut.
Yep. You can also do this. Mono single.
There's often like portamento
Yeah.
on these basses too, so
Yeah,
there's like a little bit of a slide.
So on single trigger finger portamento, you have this option where you can choose the portamento. So,
There it is.
here you can go, if you type here 0.1 is going to be 100 milliseconds. So if I play 2 notes,
Okay. Nice.
maybe it might be easier to hear on the higher notes. So you can hear it's basically gliding between the 2 notes.
Yep.
Let's turn up the BPM as well. 'Cause I'm 130. I'm gonna go to 145. There we go, and that's more aggressive.
Oh yeah.
So now we go to post processing. Literally, the sound is done. Like you can really go ahead and customize this using wavetables, using more stuff. But the core of the sound is really this: a saw wave with a filter, volume, modulation, and yeah, it's pretty basic. With post processing, I don't even know to announce this plugin because everybody knows that at this point is OTT.
OTT.
Hell yeah, we're starting using this a lot in this stream. And by default, it's gonna sound like this if you load it. The way I use this is depth. I turn the depth a little bit up to like 44%. Time I usually keep this at 100%, maybe a little bit up. And then the outgain, I turn this up a little bit. Then you can literally go ahead and customize this with distortion. Let's say I want to use KHS distortion, which is a free distortion plugin.
Dope. Oh wow, that added so much to the stereo image.
Yeah. The coolest thing with this is you can spread the distortion, so it will sound like this. Yeah.
That's dope.
You can change the type. Yeah, fold back. Maybe if I increase this a little bit.
Yeah. Starting to get a little bit of a growl.
Yeah. They all sound pretty different. Sign is pretty aggressive. I might have to turn this down a little bit.
Enable item track media slash razor edit group.
It wasn't. Thought it to be pretty louder.
3K distortion. FX parameters 0.0000%. Dry bias spread type 4 subhard clip.
Hard clip. It's making it a little bit more
classic
crunchy.
sound.
Quantize.
And quantize. This is more of the mangling distortion, basically.
What? I'm like, how is that quantizing?
I think it uses like
I guess because it turns it into bits or something.
Yeah.
Like what?
I think it lowers the bitrate. Because you can hear like the video game quality.
Yeah,
Bias 2. Dry. Plus
legit. That's some old race car game type menu music.
Yeah, so you can hear it basically quantizes everything. You don't hear the filter movement anymore. Turn this down.
Plus 8.55 decibels.
Nah,
Plus 8.0. Plus 3.87 decibels. Bias spread type 4 quantize.
that's kind of dope though. You start to
Yeah.
mix the filter in.
You can use this
Dynamics 5. 50%.
as well
6.
in like a parallel effect. You can turn down the mix,
2.0%. 20%.
turn it up to like 20%. Yeah, the little texture in the
Yeah,
background.
I could. This could make something really gritty.
Then a plugin I always use by Kilohertz Infatuator, which is basically like
Selection replace K.
let me
Clear
pull it
filter
up.
table. Infatuator. Kilohertz. DS. FX.
Distortion with a fuzz, distortion, and a drive,
FX parameters.
which by
0.50%
default would
plus
sound
0.0% width. 100.
like
100% off. 96%.
hold on, let me.
20% off. 6. 12. 8%. 4% C. 4% C. Spot dry. 0.0.
So without anything, it will sound like this. As before. Drive, you can
2.0%. 64%.
pretty much increase the drive.
38%.
Fuzz, it sounds interesting.
2.0%. 88%.
It's pretty
This is starting to take the form of like a patch that you might
Yeah.
find in a library, like a sound design.
Yeah,
patch
if you think about
at this point.
Subtronics as well, I've been using this quite a lot recently.
Delta 2008 dry 0. 0.
Keep it going, brother. I'm gonna step away for 2 seconds.
50%.
Yep.
52%. 54%.
So let's say we want this as a texture in the background.
Mix 4 bypass 5 off. Mix 4.
These plugins have the mix knob, so you can literally just turn it down and mix it back in.
40%. 32%. 28%. Color width 2 C. Fuzz 1.
And
88%.
turn up the fuzz a little bit.
100%.
Actually,
98%.
let me turn it down
52%.
just a little bit.
Dry 0. 54%. 56%. 80%. 78%. 58%.
Maybe less drive.
50%.
Like that.
Enable item.
And what I think I do quite a lot on a dubstep basis is using multiple instances of OTT. Hold on, let me see the chat. If anybody said something. Oh yeah, I know about Polarity MD. I also suggested the guy to make some accessibility fixes to his interface because he uses HTML, and I noticed it didn't have like help tags and description for parameters and names. So I DM'd him, and he did a great job on the plugin. Really glad I could make it in the actual plugin release. Pretty cool plugin. You should all check that out because it's pretty dope. Although I gotta say I'm very used to OTT. Now I've been using Cramit by Six Sample, which is like OTT with some phase adjustments that OTT does not have. But I got so
I don't know
used,
about this one.
Sorry,
I don't know this plugin.
Cramit.
Yeah, Credit the Frog.
Yeah. We were talking about a plugin called Polarity MD, which is basically OTT on steroids. It has multi-band clipping as well. I helped the guy fixing some accessibility issues in the plugin, and it's free.
Dope.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Although I was just saying that I'm so used to OTT that I tried to change. I tried to use Grammet basic sample for a while, but I'm so used to OTT now. It's kind of like a go-to for me. Like every time I need to OTT sound, I just open OTT.
Yeah, it's the one. It's the one I rely on too.
Yeah. So what I was saying is what I do most often on any bass sound really is use the same OTT instance multiple times in different like parts of the chain. So in this case, I have one OTT, then two distortion plugins. And then I'm literally just gonna copy and paste the OTT instance here after the two distortions. So it's gonna sound like this now.
Nice.
So this is the difference.
Nice.
So I'm noticing a bit of clipping on like a bit of clicks on the distortion, and I think it's the first distortion that's doing this. I think it's that. I'm gonna use saturate. I just think it sounds a bit smoother.
Yeah.
There we go.
Enable item and track media slash razor edit grouping. Track -8. Track -4.
Oh, that was quiet. Sorry, chat.
-2.
And then what I always like to do on my basis is use disperser. Question knows this because I've been saying to him I use disperser on everything, on sustains and everything, which is basically manipulating the phase of the frequencies, so the low frequencies kind of come after the higher frequencies and kind of creates this lasery quality. You can hear it right there.
Right there, so quickly.
Yeah, I always like to do to put the frequency a little bit up to like 500, 600 hertz. Then maybe you can mess around with the amount. Sometimes up all the way sounds good. In this case, I think a little bit down might be better.
3, 4, 5, 11, 10.
Right there at 10. I feel like it's pretty good.
Cool.
And you can literally just start using this in a track. It's a pretty good good sounding growl. Wub. You can really just go ahead and post process this as much as you want. I have some people in the blind community know this, and the blind producers. I have a patch called UFR, which is Ultimate Fat Rack, which is intended to make your sound fat as fuck. And it's basically a combination of OTT, distortion, OTT, and distortion, and EQ. For example, if I load UFR 2.0, it's gonna sound like this.
Sick.
Yeah.
This is the sound people are looking for.
I'm gonna release this on Blind Producers. Although I gotta say, I'm using a lot of third-party plugins, and some of them are paid. I'm using Saturn 2. I'm using Disperser. I'm using OTT. This plugin right here is a plugin I've been working on because I couldn't find any convolution plugins that were good for Blind Producers. I thought about making a convolution plugin, which is kind of not in the works right now because I've been focusing on Beat Warp, which if y'all didn't see yesterday's stream, I got a plugin for Blind Producers coming up, and gave a sneak peek of it in the questions live yesterday, which was pretty fun.
It's fire. Go check out that live. We're gonna also clip that section from the live and post it up. That way you can have access to it, and it'll be on both of our channels because they got the new feature on YouTube where you can do collaboration. So I'll upload it and then link the Blind Producers channel so everybody can see it. Yeah,
I'm gonna also post the link to the live stream if you want when the live ends in the description. So if people want to check the stream, it's linked down below in the description. or in the first comment if you're watching this after.
5 odd.
I'm using
No preset table. PSD3. BP convolution. Blind
yeah,
36.
convolution, but you can literally just swip this for any other reverb that you like. So this is just to add some ambience. Without it, it's would sound like this. It would sound like this. Just adding something like that,
Dope.
like the little ambience there.
VST3. KH's distortion. Kilohertz.
I have
Little
distortion.
reverb to fill that space.
Yeah,
VST3. Wider. Polyverse music.
I have distortion wider by Polyverse. Very cool plugin for stereo imaging. Just make it a little bit wider.
JS. Wave shaping distortion.
Wave shaping distortion. This is a pretty cool plugin. It's included with Reaper, I believe. It's really not doing much, but it's boosting that sound a little bit more to make it sound a little bit more fat.
5 odd.
OTT. This is a chain that I made with 5 OTTs, and I used literally 2 of these in the same patch, so in the same chain. So really, don't worry about using OTT as long as you put some instances with depth down a little bit, like 60-70%. You're good to go.
VST3. Pro Q4. Fat filter.
Pro Q4. I'm using this.
This is a weird thing.
Yeah.
Even though this computer right here that I'm using has like 64 gigs of RAM, when I start throwing so many OTTs on my track, like that's what makes it start taking the shit. I don't know why.
That's weird.
So we'll have to look into that. I'm kind of curious to see how far
Yeah, because with
this thing
64 gigs of RAM,
it goes crazy.
you would imagine to like go smooth. At least not with like 1,000 OTTs on the same track, but
Right,
VST.
yeah.
GBST. VST3. Pro Q4. VST. G-clip. GD.
And G clip to just clip the sound to 0 decibels, make it fat.
Table. Row 7 of 7. UFR.
And then what
Yes.
I always recommend people to do when sound designing is once you have this patch right here with post processing and everything, you go back to
No preset table.
Surge.
VST3. VST3i. Default patch by Alessio. Jog patch. Save name. Search global controls. 0.00.
You start changing stuff. So maybe let's do
Classic. Oscillate. Modern.
a modern square wave. Let's see how that sounds. Always remember to re-trigger.
Selected.
Wow.
Now you get in the square 4 territory, rhythm territory. So you can do pitch movement with the pitch bend wheel.
Sick.
Scene OSC 1 metric.
And you can also combine filters. So
Oscillator select. Modern. Oscillator.
one
Oscillator.
sound that you will hear a lot is a yoy. And basically the way you do that is the same process we used right now. I'm gonna bypass all the effects I put on the track. Remember, this is the fundamental of the sound. Like, it's nothing behind this. It's all about post-processing and the mentality you go into post-processing your sound, which I think makes the difference. And to make the yoy, you go to the filters, go to filter 2, and you set this to sample and hold, and you turn up the frequency cutoff to around, I'd say, 2000, and it will sound like this. Now, this might be too much.
A little bit of a ring modulation going on.
Yeah, this might be too much. So what I would recommend you to do is go into to the filter modulation and turn this down. The way you open this this modulation menu is with Alt M on Windows, Option M on Mac. And if you turn it down, you can really change the tone of it.
That's dope.
Of course, changing
Basically
the,
different vowels.
yeah, changing the frequency of the sample and hold filter also changes like the tone.
Okay.
Also, adding more resonance to the low pass will make a difference. So maybe 60%. Now you get really that tone.
Yeah.
Change this, change the vowel. And look what happens if we take all the post processor from before you turn and we turn them off. On. Fuck, I can't speak. You're really gonna get really fat sounds soon.
Angry sound.
Oh yeah.
VST3, VST3i, default.
And the cool thing is you can change the LFO speed. Maybe let's say
1/4 triplet. 1/8 note.
1/8 notes. That's pretty cool.
1/4 note.
And a cool thing I also like to do on bass is to have like a small pitch modulation. So I will go to the pitch of oscillator 1. Maybe go to LFO 2 this time. I'm gonna set this to 2 semitones. Just type in 2, and it will sound stupid. But right now I'm gonna do on the LFO speed. I'm gonna tempo sync this with right bracket tempo sync. This is gonna be 1/2 note. This is gonna sound quite hilarious, but you can change the scene LFO2 phase, which is basically like the position of the LFO, where when you hit the note, in what point of the modulation the LFO starts modulating the parameters. So if you set this to 50%,
Okay.
get a different movement. If you set this to 25%, you get another different movement. And in this case, I don't want it to be unipolar. So I don't want it to go up 2 semitones and then go down to 0. I want actually it to go up 2, then go to 0, then go down 2, and then go back to 0, and then repeat the cycle. So I'm going to keep this to bipolar. I'm not going to touch the unipolar button that we touched before. I'm going to go to the amplitude, which is basically the amount of modulation that the LFO creates. I'm going to set this to 10%, which is really subtle. I might turn this up a little bit, like 20%. A little bit more.
Oh.
40%. Yeah, you can hear a little bit of movement right there. You can always change the position.
Yeah, it's just like a little dissonance. Like it's moving just enough to feel like off. Like it makes your brain be like, it's like dun, 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 like a little Jaws movie or some shit.
So you can hear now.
Wow.
Just changing the position of the LFO. I'm gonna set this to 25%.
That's it.
And here you can literally customize everything. You can go here, change the send when I hold filter.
That's sick.
Change the cutoff on the first filter as well. No, the resonance, that's all the way to 100%. I wouldn't
so many options.
That. Yeah. Pretty cool. What time is it?
10, 11.
Ah, it's already 10 p.m. Cool. So you can really get a lot of tone, but just manipulating the sound. You can, as I said before, let's make this into a square. See what happens. So you can really hear the difference in tone.
Yeah, that one was more a difference in like the start.
Yeah. Very cool. Another reason,
Fucking insane.
yeah, another reason why I love doing pitch modulation is right now I'm gonna duplicate this track, just so I can keep the patch for. I'm gonna do basic modification of this. So in this case, if you want to do a square 4, basically, sounding patch, you would start with the same processing, like the same mindset as before. So you have this with a filter volume movement on the LFO, and you set this to a square wave. You don't need the first filter, so you can just turn it off. So now it's gonna sound like this.
Okay.
No, it's
You
sounding
can really
wonky.
notice the pitch difference there too.
Yeah, no, it's sounding wonky because I have the. Yes, I'm gonna hold active. So I'm gonna turn it off. So I'm gonna select LFO1, and with a voiceover, you can do this with VOI. Item chooser, you type LFO1. Why it doesn't work? Yeah, there we go. LFO1, you press enter. You go here to select. And you basically chose the first LFO. If you remember, we had the second LFO on the pitch, and that's what we were viewing before. So now we are viewing the LFO1 because we selected it. The form here, I'm gonna take this a little bit up because I want it to last a little bit longer. And the way you do square 4 is you take the first filter, and in this case, I don't want the modulation, so I'm gonna go with option M in the modulations view. To the filter 1 cutoff, I don't need this, so I'm gonna go to clear voice LFO1, and now I don't have that modulation anymore. Now on filter 1,
Okay.
I'm gonna use what's called a comp filter. You have different types, comp plus and comp minus. It's basically like even and odd harmonics if you think about it. So square and saw sounding filter. And what this is,
Okay.
if you know what comp filtering is if you take a sound, you delay it by a few milliseconds, you get this weird phasing issue between the two sounds that you would hear this, especially if you like record podcasts. You have multiple people speaking with multiple microphones picking up other people speaking. And in this case, it sounds good if you take this down to like 70 hertz or something like that. You don't touch the resonance. You can keep it there. You don't touch anything else. And if I play something now, it's gonna sound really weird. And because of this pitch modulation, the relationship between the comp filter and the bass note that the sound is playing is causing this weird like vowely movement that you hear. And you hear that if I play different notes, it's gonna have a different like relationship between the two.
Oh, that's crazy. Just more variation.
Yep. And look what happens if I change this to like 72 hertz instead of 70. Yeah, complete different tone. Maybe 70, 74. You can hear a completely different tone on the bass. And now you can literally turn on the post-processing volume 4. It'll sound like this. Now the resonance is quite tricky to handle. So the way I would do this is take the resonance all the way down and then modulate this with again, right bracket,
Filter, edit, add modulation from. Has submit.
add modulation from LFO1,
Voice LFO1. Has voice LFO1.
which is the same we used for the volume, if you remember.
New value.
I'm going to set this to 80%.
Selection replace 0.0.
So the rest of this is not ringing out
0.0%. Seeing the filter
when
resonance. Slide.
the volume is a minus infinite decibels. So you have a more controlled resonance that should hopefully sound better. You can hear it's more tight than before.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot less decay on the end.
But look, you can play around with this for hours and you get
96%.
damn, that sounds hard.
It's wild.
Yeah, you can go crazy with this for like hours.
No, that's tough.
You can literally take like a saw wave should work as well. You can go really crazy with it. In this case, it doesn't really change much. But even this is crazy.
Yeah. That right there too.
There we go. We have classic square 4 bass, more distorted than the usual because I like distorted stuff. Hey, let me take a look at the chat and see.
No, the way the decay cleans up on that is nice though.
Yeah.
Like it is very,
It's
very
way
controlled.
more controlled than before, where we have the resonance all the way up always during the whole modulation of the LFO.
Of the LMFAO.
Yes. So yeah, basically, I saw the chat message now. So basically, if anybody uses Serum, the retrigger is basically you take down the phase randomization on the oscillator to 0. So Serum always starts from that same position, doesn't have a chance of randomizing the start value. It's basically the same. And now we have this little. Oh, that was too high. This little square 4 bass, and we have this. 2 different sounds, but 2 really cool sounds.
Made from the same root essentially too. Like you only have to change a couple options there or a few options.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's really like understanding the basics. Because really, if you listen to this square 4 patch from like without any effects, it sounds ridiculous. And ridiculous in a bad sense. But if you take all the post-processing on, and you can go crazy. Should we do guns? Should we do the magical, infamous tarot guns?
Time for some guns.
Yeah, I think it's time, bro. So there are different ways that people do guns, and you would see some more tonal guns, especially by I think the names that come to mind. All Prophet, he uses to doing a lot of these tonal guns, where as always take Surge. I'm gonna use Serum for some crazy shit later. So let's go to oscillator 1. Here comes the fun, because we are gonna use wavetables. So we're gonna set this to wavetable. Retrigger always on.
Yeah, seeing this process before is crazy.
Yeah.
I need to see this again.
So you have this sine wave, It's really low octave, so if you're on a phone, you won't be able to hear this. Higher octave. Down octave sounds like this. And this is a wavetable, which means we have this parameter here called morph. What happens if I hold a note and if I change this morph parameter, it's gonna morph between the frames of the wavetable, and you're gonna hear what I was talking about later before, where it's morphing between two, in this case, wave shapes, I think. Yeah.
Does it just have those two in there by default?
Yeah. Well, they have like stock factory wavetables. Venus Stereo, I know they have. He has some growl wavetables. Why not?
Interesting.
So here it is. If I now morph, it's gonna morph between the wavetable frames.
Sick. That's already crazy.
Yeah. So to do guns, you will need some movement in the sound, so in the wavetable. So in this case, we're gonna use a lot of envelopes. And to do that, we're gonna still use LFO1. So I'm gonna go to LFO1. LFO1 again. Let's say 50%. We can always turn this down later. So you can hear it's modulating the position of the sound.
Yeah, in time.
Yep. I'm gonna go to the LFO shapes. In LFO controls, it's the LFO type. They have different shapes here. What I need now is the envelope. So this now acts as an envelope. So now it's holding that 50% of modulation that I told it to. So it's straight up 50% of the morph parameter. Let me turn down the decay. I don't need that. If you turn down the sustain, you're going to hear that it goes back to the starting point. So what we can do is increase the decay.
Oh.
And it will go from 50% all the way back to 0. And the fun part really comes to
the beginning of the gun is born.
Yeah. Changing the wavetables does everything. So in this case, I want maybe something more. Not even sure what folder I'm in. And what's cool, if you have Serum, you can literally use Serum's wavetable. So I have a ton of folders here with wavetables. Let's use.
And you're using those in Surge though.
Yeah. You can use. Some of them will not work depending on the format of the wavetable. I know for a fact that Serum wavetables should work. Vital massive wavetables you can find online, like pre-sampled, they should work. It always comes down to the format of the wavetable. I'm not sure about the specifics, parameters that a wavetable should have to be compatible with Surge. But I think most Serum wavetables should work. And now I have these wavetables made by All Profit.
That's dope.
So you can really hear like,
whoa, that just sauced this shit up right away. Now, are these like just synth generated, or did he add some sounds into this to generate these transients? Because these already sound post processed. Like these are fire.
They're right there. You have a gun. But right there you have a gun. literally.
Yeah.
Basically, what he did, I think, is basically like resample samples into Serum as wavetables. So he matched the frames, the lengths of the samples, and he made these like wavetables that combine different samples.
Okay.
So yeah,
So he's effectively put some of his samples into the plugin.
you can use one
through
shots to make
wavetables.
wavetables. So you can take anything and turn it into a wavetable.
Excellent.
Let's take this because it has like a cool gun character to it.
Oscillators wavetable. See no
We're gonna expand on this, obviously, because we don't like simple things. We go to filter 1. We're gonna set this to bandpass. You can use the rat bracket here to go to like different
Filter 1 off. Check. Low pass. Bandpass. Has subnet. High pass. Has submenu.
different filter types, and then you have different options here.
Bandpass.
I'm gonna go to a bandpass,
24 decibels.
24 decibels.
BP 24. BP 24
So
decibels.
now it's gonna sound very quiet. I'm gonna turn up the resonance a little bit,
Standard. Scene filter 1 subtype. Vertical slide 5.0.00. New value.
like
Selection
30%.
30.00%. Scene filter 1 resonance. Slider. 520. Standard. Scene
And
filter.
now I'm gonna modulate the cutoff. As a bass, I usually stay around 130
130.0.
130 hertz. Then I'm gonna go
Menu.
to
Filter edit that reset field. Add modulation from. Has submenu.
add modulation,
Voice LFO. Voice LFO 2. Has submenu.
voice LFO2,
Menu. Window. New value.
and here I'm gonna type a really high frequency, like 24,000 hertz.
Selection replace 2. 130.
So now it's doing this.
130 points.
Okay.
Auto filter control.
But
Group.
it's not
Modulate.
what we want. We want an envelope as well in this.
Try it. Stop noise. Sample envelope. Radio button. Envelope active. Auto LFO 5 forever. Scene ALFO 100.0.
We want to turn on the sustain as we did before.
0.0.
So he kind of does that.
1.0.
We're gonna turn
703.7.
down the decay.
315. 150.0. 198.4. 135.
Okay.
So you have
Another
like
part
this,
of that gun layer is coming in there.
yeah, like lasery. You can mess up with the attack as well.
4.9. 7.8 milliseconds. 49. 157. 135.0 milliseconds.
That's
7.8 milliseconds.
the old.
0.0. 4.9 milliseconds. 7. 9.8 milliseconds. 19.24.8. 31.2 milliseconds. 99.2 milliseconds. 78.7 milliseconds. 6.2 milliseconds.
Like this. It's really clicky at the start.
Okay. Got you. Just a little bit of that attack.
Yeah.
Envelope filter. Mixer filter pin off. 0 pp. Standard.
Then you can go here and maybe turn up the filter a little bit.
181.70. 160.
I think 160 hertz will be fine.
Watershade off. Scene
Then I'm gonna distort this. I'm gonna use either soft or medium on the wave
Soft. Watershade. Group.
wave shaper.
Soft. 0.
Will work.
New value.
Turn this up to like
Select scene
8 decibels.
8.00 decibels. Soft. Medium.
Plus a little bit of that distortion.
Auto filter. Mixer. Oscillator. Global controls. Group. Search sync. Global controls. Group. In 0.0.
Here I'm gonna make this mono as well as we did before.
0. Scene play mode. In mono. Radio button. Select.
Okay.
And then comes the fun part of post-processing. So to do this, I might use Serum 2 for the convolver because
Screen curtain off.
you can use Serum 2 effects,
Serum 2 effects. For records. VST3.
which is basically like the effects version of Serum.
Effects. Track.
Please don't crash Reaper. Actually, I'm gonna save this project. Because why not?
Save project. Save as. Tag.
Sound.
Yeah,
sound.
good call.
The
Just
sound-
make sure.
Yeah,
Enable items.
because I know for a fact sometimes Serum 2 effects crashes, so just save it.
Rope finish snap. ATK hold BPM MSD.
So now I'm gonna use VOCR, or you can use I think NVDA's OCR on Windows, recognition, document recognition.
Yep.
I'm not sure how that's called. Here is Serum 2's effects interface.
Retrieve G. Free O. Normal. Macros END plus FX. Main bus 1 bus 2. OSC mix FX. Main bus 1 plus FX.
So you see this
Plus FX. Plus FX.
plus effects here. The funny thing about Serum
Yeah.
is that it has like text-based menus. So if you click on this,
Both. Chorus. Compressor. Convol. Delay. Distortion. Equalize.
you can literally choose the effect that you want.
Flanger. Hyper slash phaser. Reverb. Splitter L slash H.
I'm gonna go to
Oh,
splitter.
that's perfect.
Low high. F/H will be low and high frequencies.
Table. Row 2.
So now it's splitting the signal in one low band up to 210 hertz, and the other band from 200 hertz, 210 all the way up. which is crucial because we don't want, if we're going to use the reverb to add ambience, we don't want the reverb to be on low frequencies. So
True.
in this case,
Plus FX custom LHX. Splitter LH plus lows.
I'm going to go to
Macro Z plus highs.
plus highs, which means I'm going to add an effect to the high frequencies. And I'm going to search for convolve.
Chord. Convolve. Table.
Right now it doesn't have anything loaded, so
Finished. Full stop. Convolve. Highs. Full stop. Macro Z MD1 MD2. Full stop. Full stop. Convolve.
I'm going to click on this, which is like the it's what's going to open up the effect interface, because I think you need to like select what effect you want to edit for it to be like visible, especially if you use splitter slash one of the splitters, because otherwise like the effect will just open, but with a splitter it's you that you choose what to see. And in this case I wanted to click on this.
Convolve. Plus high size tone. Convolve. Macro Z MD1 normal. Macro Z
So now
convolve. Plus
see
high size
this.
plus convolve. Attack dam. Full stop. Splitter LH plus FX custom LH 210. Plus. Splitter lows highs. Main bus 1 bus 2 plus.
No, this is gonna be tricky because I never
Splitter lows plus. Plus FX
like it didn't mess around with this too much.
Full stop. Attack dam. Plus lows convolve.
So I'm assuming
Plus high size tones. Cyrillic letter F 3 DL YBPM decay IR game mix. Convolve. Convolve.
here you see the effects
FX,
name.
research convolve.
I'm gonna go to the right with the mouse and
Menu
just
cut FX plus.
right click
Table.
until you find the
Cut FX plus. Copy paste FX plus. Dim.
menu to
Menu
load
cut FX plus.
the IRs,
Copy FX plus.
which is basically like an impulse
Menu cut FX
response.
plus.
Yeah, good luck finding
Copy
it.
FX plus. Cut FX plus. Table. FX chains. Menu freeze track. Sub FX chains. One selected FX in parallel with previous FX.
This is Reaper.
Plus high size tones plus lows convolve. Attack dam plus lows close. Convolve.
Maybe it's this. Let me see.
Factory. Subload IR list.
There we go. So it's really trial and error here, because you don't really get a sense of how big the interface is. So you kind of have to figure the
Okay.
stuff out. But I know for a fact that after each like effect name, there's a menu for like presets for that effect specifically. So once you got there, you kind of go and browse.
Factory. Submenu tab. Submenu. Coloration. Sublong. Submenu. Massive. Submenu. Medium. Submenu.
I love the medium category
Submenu.
in
L90 hall hyphen medium hall plus stage.
one of the L90s.
L90 hall hyphen vocal hall. L90 plate hyphen big drums. L90 plate hyphen gold plate. L90 plate hyphen plate for brass. L90 plate hyphen rock plate.
I like the rock plate. It's kind of a good
Table.
IR. So now you're gonna hear this is
Oh,
like
yeah.
this is sounding like we're in a cave. We don't want that. We want some really tight ambience that's really like just to fill up the space, make it a bit more stereo, and add some more character to the gun.
Full stop.
And just to break down why a little bit more, it's because like if you put this type of a reverb through that the Fat Rack preset that you have there,
Yeah.
it's just way too much verb. It's like because you got
Yeah,
OTTs,
it's
you got
gonna
like so
it's
much
gonna bring up
post-processing.
all the reverb, and you don't want that because it's gonna be very messy. So you have to be minimal with effects like reverb, delay, especially if you're gonna use OTTs, over distortions, over OTTs, because really,
Yep.
bringing out everything, every little detail.
Full stop. Full stop. Split full stop. Splitter LH. Attack dam.
So yeah.
Full stop. Plus FX custom. LH 210.
So here I'm gonna try to find the.
Plus. Splitter lows highs. Main bus 1 bus 2 plus.
Let me see.
Splitter lows plus. Plus FX full stop. Attack dam. Plus lows convolve. Plus high size tones. Cyrillic letter F min 3DL plus lows convolve. Plus high size tone. Cyrillic letter F 3DLY. BPM. Decay.
So the decay here. Let me see if I can find the slider that I can edit, because I cannot find it right now for some reason.
Menu FX2. Conf delay. Dim. Table.
Nope. I'm close.
Menu FX2. Conf BPM. Dim. Table.
Nope.
Menu FX2. Conf BPM. Dim. Table. Menu FX2. Conf decay. Dim.
There we go.
40S. Content select.
So now it's 40 seconds. We want
Selection deleted. 7.
something like 700 milliseconds. So I'm just gonna type 700.
FX.
Probably even less.
683 mil.
Like 400.
Yeah,
Right, like that.
yeah, because you gotta almost like think of this as the baby sound, and then
Yeah.
it's gonna push all that shit back up
IR game.
Yep.
to hear the large room.
And the IR gain, you're gonna turn this a little bit up as well when I can find the bullshit.
Menu FX2. Conf attack. Dim. Menu FX2. Conf attack. Dim.
Yeah, that's why it's a bit tricky to use serum. You can get shit done though. Like, it's definitely, if you are patient enough, you can use it and you can get pretty far with it.
Mix. IR game.
Which is why I started using it more, especially to make guns, because I'm gonna show you later some really cool techniques with serum.
Menu FX2. Conf damping. Dim.
Dope.
Menu FX2. Conf damping. Dim. FX.
Please
Menu
work.
FX2. Conf wet. Dim. FX. Menu FX2. Content damping. Dim. FX.
Where the heck?
Some plugins are worth it like that though, man. Like even if it's
Yeah.
not the most accessible, they just have so many trademark features, like a characteristic thing that you can't find anywhere else.
Yeah.
So you got to work with what you're given.
Yeah, exactly.
Mix. IR gain.
I've been shitting on Serum because it's not accessible. It's not. It's the main industry
Menu
standard.
FX2. Content damping. Dim. FX.
But at the same time, it's
Menu FX2.
what we have, and we have to deal with this for. We have Surge XT, obviously we have some shit,
Mix. IR
but I don't obviously have the same thing
Menu
that
FX2. Content IR gain. Dim. -18. Contents.
the Serum has, or Vital, or Massive, or anything. So I found this. I'm gonna say something like -8.
FX.
Probably even
-8.
more.
Content.
Zero.
Selection replace 9. FX.
So really
There it is.
Really making
That's
it wide.
adding a nice spread to it.
Table. Row 2 of 2.
Yep. What you're gonna do now is
Add effects to track
again
user, select
distortion.
D. KHS.
It's really distortion and OTT is the main thing.
3 KHS distortion.
So let's see.
FX parameter 0%. Drive plus 1. Plus 3 bias 2. 4.8.0%.
You can mess up with the bias.
36, Enable light. Scroll table. Add effects to track.
OTT, let's see.
Definitely a lot more of a sharp transient.
That's
Oh,
why
there it goes.
Yeah,
Starting to come out some more.
that's why if you use OTT, you have to be careful with reverb because you can hear it brings up everything.
56%. Time 1. In game. Object 2. 4. 5. 4 point. Enable. Scroll table. Row 4 of 4. VST 3. OBT. For records. Select. Add effects to track research. Selection with
Let's use
KHS.
distortion
Table,
one
table,
more.
KHS effect. Please table.
One cool thing is you can mess around with the wavetables even in a early stage of your sound design. So when you change the wavetables, will change the
Cino OSC1 retrigger. Toggle Cino OSC1 read. Select oscillator wave table. Next.
Whoa.
Oscillator wave table. Oscillator Cino OSC. Cino 1 voice.
and you can change LFO shapes, you can change the LFO amount.
FX LFO L 1.0 100.0 99.
Now what I would suggest here is to use a notch filter to
0.005
basically cut some of the low mid frequencies because sometimes, especially with this like bandpass, can get very messy. So notch essentially will delete a range of frequencies that you like.
That's dope. That really kind of emphasizes the laser a little bit more at the beginning too.
Yeah, you can turn the resonance up to make the like cut less effective. So it's gonna cut out narrower band instead of cutting out everything.
49.11. Oscillator controls. Wait table. Next.
That's nice.
Wait table. Mainframe. Group.
So you can get really interesting stuff.
Add effects to track research XT window.
Let's use some more distortion.
KHS. Table. KHS distortion.
Now this could get loud, so I must just suggest you to mix this a really relatively low volume just in case. You don't want to burn your ears. And of course,
save the ears. That's the international trending donation thing. Save the ears. Everybody donate to save the ears.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, we're gonna use also this cursor. It's really
I was
making it-
wondering. I was like, no disperser. Where is it at?
Expert 0, 32. Move on.
Really making it sound.
Stroke table. Row 7 of 7.
Let's copy this person putting it before every, like after surge, but before everything.
Yeah.
Note table. Row 2 of BST3I. Search. No preset part 2 of UF. FX. Search. Main. Jog. Jog. Save. Main. Search. Globe. Oscillate. Oscillate. Wait table. Next.
You can really get.
Wait.
Bro, that shit is doing some dope shit. It sounds like you have so much automation going on right there in that single note hit, but it's really just the way all the.
Shit, that's loud.
Oh, you're kidding me! You're kidding me! Some Ozzy Osbourne rockstar shit. Wow.
Yeah.
62.5, 49.6.
Starship.
Hey, turning down the resonance might help. See, like a lot of sound design is really messing around and getting the best results out of everything. You never really know what you.
Yeah, I noticed. Like you'll add a few things that you think should go in place, and then once you get those in, you'll go and tweak things that are already in the chain from before. Like
exactly.
go back to other effects you've messed with.
Yeah.
30.00%. Seeing filter 1 resonance. Slider. New value. That's
Turn down
selection.
this.
Auto filter modulator. FX LFO KL 1.000 hertz. 55.36%.
And definitely what you want as well is a pitch envelope on the at the start. So always oscillator 1. Maybe LFO 3. This one is gonna go up. I'd say quite a lot. 24 semitones might be good. Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm gonna always go to LFO type. Go to envelope. Turn down the sustain. Turn down the decay. You can mess with this.
God damn! It turned into a car.
Yeah. Or a growl, depending on the.
Oh yeah. You could definitely use that for a drop.
Let me see. Let me try changing the wavetable.
Wavetable. Next button. Wavetable. Next button. Wavetable. Next button.
You get really cool like one shots as well. Just by messing around with the wavetables.
Yeah, that could be like some crazy bass one shots.
Yeah.
Next button. Wavetable. Next button. Wavetable. Next button. Wavetable. Next button.
Yeah, right there. Some unique shit.
Star Wars shit. Oh, there's some kind of phaser.
Yeah.
The phaser laser.
And what I always suggest people to do is use a separate sub with the guns. So I'm gonna use a Pro Q4 with the preset I have called 48 decibels cut, which is basically cutting off all the lows pretty aggressively. So that would sound like this.
Why is this? Why do we end up applying a separate sub?
Because especially if you have a lot of sounds in your drop and you want to combine them, having a separate sub that's always constant, that's always the same, it makes the sound, like the drop, sound more cohesive. Especially if you have like guns and reverbs and distortion over distortion. You want like that stable element, not necessarily all the time, but a lot of times it's really helpful to have the constant, element that's always the same, that's always underneath the gun, the gun that's just there to complement the gun. Basically.
Absolutely. And this is kind of a point about a lot of things in music. Like if you're doing a lot of complex drum work in a song, you might always have the same kick and snare pattern, or you might have like a piano pattern under your leads. There's just always something that you gotta have there for the listener to hold on to.
Yeah, you gotta always have something like constant that's always the same, that's not like moving too much, because that's a stable thing for the human here, that's always trying to keep an eye on stable things, stable patterns that the ear can focus on, basically.
Yep, that's one part of how you create catchiness, is like repetition in the right way.
Yep. So in this case, because I want to glue the gun with the sub, I'm gonna create a folder. In Reaper, you create a folder, then you have the first track, which is going to be the gun, and then I'm going to load another Surge XT underneath, which is going to be my sub, which in this case I want to go to the modern triangle wave, because it has some more harmonics than the default sine wave, and which is something really good to have, especially for subs. Always remember mono, because otherwise the sub will get messy. And one thing you can do with the sub, which I always do, is you turn on the noise oscillator in Search. In the mixer section, you go here to noise mute, you turn it off. Volume, this is super loud, so we'll turn it down to minus 40 decibels, and you will hear this white noise in the background. You might wonder, why the hell would you use a white noise? Because
how does this white noise work?
If you use distortion on a low sub with a high content, it's going to do this. If I increase the distortion,
0.86 decibels, 16.29 decibels.
It's going to create that crunch.
Oh, okay.
15.43 decibels, 12.00 decibels.
At the top. See, without and with, really get a solid, pretty prominent sub. And then what I always do is use a notch filter again on the sub to cut off the frequencies around 300 hertz, which is basically like the region where the sub can get muddy. And generally the 200 to 400 hertz area is pretty much boxiness, if you will. So it can get really messy, especially if you have multiple basses or just gun layer at the top. So you don't want that layer to be in the low frequencies of the sub. So in this case, turn this to 350. So it's kind of more controlled. Envelope, I'm gonna turn up.
That is such a like hyper pop bass right now, as is the way that sub sounds.
Yeah. You can really do some weird shit with the top notes as well, because the notch filter not being key tracked means like all the notes have a different relationship with that. Kind of the same concept with the cum bass, cum filter. Fuck, I can't speak. So the higher notes kind of sound like
dope, though.
Telephone.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool patch.
Yep. And if you play this with the sub, with the gun, you see it's more constant with the sub underneath. One thing you can also do with the sub is have a pitch envelope, as we did for the gun. So oscillator 1, add modulation from voice level 1. Here as well, I will go with 12 semitones.
Oscillate modulators. FX LFO in off. LF 1 in slider. LF in LFO triax. Soft noise. Sample.
LFO
Is there
type
something
envelope.
else that you do to glue those two tracks together?
yeah.
Because like it
Yeah,
seems like the gun
that's
isn't
the fun
affected.
part. That's the fun part.
Okay.
Radio. Envelope.
Okay.
Envelope back.
I won't skip ahead. I won't skip ahead.
0.2.
So now the sub is
193.7.
it gives that punch at the start. And now
Okay.
comes the fun part. The fun part. If you put distortion on this group on this folder, and that's why I always make a folder if I'm doing this. I'm gonna put KHS distortion and
Boom! There it is.
yep.
Starting to put them together.
Menu check mark bypass 0 0% drive 1 plus 0.
What I always do is put the bias up.
Spread type dynamics 100.
Mess up with the dynamics knob, which is I don't really know what to do. What it does, I think it's like distorting the the various dynamics of the, like it follows the dynamics of the sound, or rather keeps the dynamics of the sound.
Mix 0.
And turn on the mix and like mix it
0%,
in
18%, 20%, 36%.
to add that grit.
Yeah. Without it being like a destructive sound though, it's just
Yeah.
kind of sitting there.
One close fold. Scroll table. Row one
I'll be back in 2
Row one,
seconds.
fold.
Yep.
Selection replace row.
Then
Table,
let's
table.
put
Table, table,
OTT.
FX. 2 OTT. FX 0, 2%, 4, 6%.
Then in the depth.
Open crop. Oh, 2 arm search XT. FX. Table. Row 9 of 9.
And then you can really just go ahead
Table. Row 9 of 9. VST.
and search XT off the gun.
Save main search global control. Active. Oscillate. Oscillate. Wait.
Change the wavetable.
Next.
Let me voiceover for a moment.
Okay, what did I miss? How are you changing this sound so dynamically?
Wavetables. I'm just going through different
Okay.
wavetables and see what's a good result. There we go. And if I'm not mistaken, I
A lot of
made
good growl in that one too.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I also made a specific chain which is called EFR 4.0 for guns. If this works, there we go.
Look at that reverb.
Yeah, that's why you have to be careful with convolving. Or we can use EFR 2.0, which I think is gonna sound. It's pretty insane and very loud.
Sharp. It's a sharp one.
Yep. Then you can go here, change the wavetable again.
Yep.
we got
That's a pretty fire
we got
sound.
a job done. let me check the chat real quick.
Like the stream. Subscribe.
Yeah,
Subscribe.
Subscribe, like the stream. Oh yeah, the stream is gonna stay up for sure. You gotta keep it on the channel. Yes, our
A
style,
lot of good info
our
here,
style,
man.
our style bass guns. Yes. Actually, I made some hard style kicks. I mean, more like hard techno kicks, but I gotta show them. So yes. Also, yeah, these all these techniques are basically like Odd Profit taken, and then kind of took my approach to it with different post processing, and I use a lot of disperser. I use a lot of OTT, as you can tell. So it's kind of it's take and reshape on your own like way, basically. So you can really hear.
One open folder. FX.
Yeah, I'd probably save this preset and then
Close. One close folder.
because this sounds
Yeah,
really good.
definitely save that one.
Gun tutorial.
Tutorial.
Did you keep the other one that you made with the pitch?
Yeah.
The
I'm
downward
gonna
pitch thing. Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
was
hopefully
fire.
post everything on Line Producers. Maybe make a sample pack with some stuff with some FX chains and
Dope.
everything, so people can go ahead and deconstruct basically everything.
One close folder. Gun tutorial. DP. FX. KHS distortion. OBT. Untitled. Contents. Selection. Delete. Save draft template. Save gun.
Gun tutorial.
Tutorial.
Ify.
Sound design. Modify.
So we keep that
One close folder. 4 tracks.
and delete this. So it's new. Let's make a new gun.
Exit VOCR
Let's
navigation.
make a different gun. Why not?
Insert virtual. Selection deleted. Sound. No draft.
One processing method that I use a lot recently with Serum is with the spectral oscillator.
Clear table. Intake 02.
So I'm gonna load Serum 2.
Okay, I've heard about this before, but I don't quite know how that works. So just break down what this is
So,
doing.
Basically, it
A and B it.
synthesizes the sound that you like any sound that you put into it with I guess some like FFT processing. So like frequency based processing. So it takes the sound
Okay.
and resynthesizes it, and then you can change the frequencies of that resampling resynthesized version.
Sound design. Modify. Reaper 7.6. FX parameters.
Or
Zero.
at least that's what I got from it, because I'm not a technical expert of of Serum.
Main 2 and. Border curve. 5. Then down. Set. Mod wheel. Mono. Legato. Border always. 11. Up. Border scale. 12.
So here I'm gonna use the parameters list of Osara to make some changes because I think it's faster than using the UI most of the time.
Border legato. 10.
So I'm gonna set mono on.
Legato. Border scale. Swing. Swing dip. 4 transpose. Bypass. Direct +1. +2 vol. Enable. Level. 21. 70.
A oscillator is gonna stay here. I'm gonna go to the sub. I can't speak today. To the sub oscillator.
CPRM 45. CPRM noise pan. Noise pitch. Noise ramp sub enable. 100 on. Sub level. 194. 100.
Turn this level up.
Sub object. Sub port. Sub pitch track. Sub shape. 100. Sub phase. 200. 0 degree. Sub con phase. 201. Filter 1 level. 202. -0. Sub con phase. 201. Off. Filter 1 on. 200. Sub phase. 200. Sub shape. 199. Sign. Round rec.
I like round rect because it's like different than a sine wave. It's like a mix between a triangle wave and a sine wave, I guess. Now you cannot hear it because there's the saw wave there. But if we go higher,
Open project. FX
maybe I
parameter. 0
have to
main 2
disable
1. Bypass. 16.
oscillator
Direct vol. Set +1 vol. 18. +2. Enable. 20. On. Off.
Oh yeah, that is a dope texture.
So
On.
now there's a
Open project.
cool thing we need to do in order
I'm gonna
to.
just nerd out for a moment about that little wave that you were just playing.
Oh yeah.
Triangle kind of thing. Just a hip hop moment for all my hip hop heads that
Hell
watch
yeah.
that. That's what was used in the intro to Common's B album. I think Jay Dilla produced that shit. Maybe not. I think it might have been him or Ye. I don't remember. But that sound opens the album when the beat comes in, and I just realized that
Yeah.
that happened.
You get history pills on blind producers too. What could you ask for more?
Yeah,
Screen curtain off.
It's really the
Exactly.
best community.
Normal.
Join Discord.
come on, man.
Off. Hand WTF.
Join up.
Yeah, join up, like the stream, subscribe, share,
OCT.
comment. I don't know what else.
All of that.
Yes, everything at the same time.
Sub OSC.
So what we're gonna do here is quite interesting. We are gonna use Shroom 2.
If you don't do it, we're gonna do a drive-by on your house and throw Girl Scout cookies through your windows.
Yes. What we're gonna use in Shroom is the 2 buses they have. So the way Serum works is the oscillators go into the filters, and then those filters go into you can decide whether it's the main bus, so kind of like the main sound. Then you have bus 1, which goes into the main bus, and then you also have bus 2, which goes into the main bus. And then you also have the option to decide whether an oscillator goes direct out, which means it bypasses everything, even the main bus, and it goes direct out by its own. So what we're gonna do here is process oscillator A, which is gonna be the spectral oscillator in a moment, on bus 1. Then we're gonna use that on bus 1, and then the sub is gonna be on bus 2. So we have independent control over the effects on the sub and on the spectral oscillator. So when you combine them in the main bus later, they're gonna sound more cohesive than applying, reverb or phaser to the sub, basically.
Sub OSC mix.
So we're gonna go to
Mix. FX. Matrix. FX.
I
Mix.
think it's mix. I haven't done this in a bit.
Sub OSC main filter main bus bus bus. Main filter main. Sub OSC OSCA.
So
Boss.
yes. So OSCA is gonna be oscillator A. If I go down and right click,
Menu A desk dim.
A destination.
Reset control. Lock OSC run desk dim. Lock reset control.
I think I have to left click it.
Checkmark filter main. Direct. None.
I'm gonna set this to none,
Table. Row.
and then if I go down a little bit, I guess. Let me see.
A greater than bus 2 dim.
Yeah, A to bus 2
Menu A greater than bus 1 dim.
or A to bus 1. A to bus 1.
Content selected. Edit
I'm
text.
gonna go to 0, which
Select
means
text.
0 decibels, or maybe not. Maybe
Content selected. Edit text.
100.
Select text.
Yeah, there we go. 100%. I think it's in percentages. So now A is going to bus 1, and I need to get the sub to bus 2. So I'm gonna go to
OSC mix. Sub OSC OSCA. Sub.
where it says sub. I'm gonna go down.
FX. Track 102 inches. Toggle button. Menu sub OSC desk dim. FX.
There we go. So OSC desk.
None.
None.
FX.
Then go down again.
Menu sub OSC greater than bus 2 dim.
There we go.
FX.
Bus
Content
2.
selected. Selection replace
This
FX.
100% as well. So now we have this very
OSC mix.
simple patch.
02. OSC mix. Mix.
We're
OSC.
gonna go to back to the oscillator section. I'm gonna check the time real
11.
quick.
04 PM.
It's 11. There we go.
Finish. Sub OSCA wait. OCT default shapes. OSCM fin 0. OCT default shapes. Sub OSCA.
I'm gonna go to oscillator A, and right next to it, you will see this
Wavetable.
wavetable. You're gonna click this, change this to spectral.
Wave table.
Yep.
FX. Track 1.
Now nothing will play because you don't have a sample in.
OSCA.
I'm gonna go here. Actually, let me quickly find the sample in
OSC
the
SSD.
and find it first.
Kits. Folder. One item selected. Dubstep. One item select. J ladder. Folder.
I have a collection of like.
In column view. Riser. Snares. Folder.
I'm gonna tell you exactly how many snares I have.
Share file. Preview. Snares 248.4 MB. 1555 items last modified.
There we go.
Snare 1 lock.
They're all like
Nice.
this. You want
Oh,
something
those
like
aren't coming through.
they're not because I have to do
Loop that. Loop.
this.
Song is input. Dip recorder. Out of device. Into source. Recorder. Divide. Discord. Disable finder. Disabled application. Spot. Spawn. Out of recorder. Recorder. Device name. Out of device.
Here,
Devices. List. Device.
and
Devices. List.
also
Record. Song. Out of devices. List. Device. Editor. In device. New source. Then song is
here.
input. Device configure. Hide monitors. Button. Sound is in Discord. Fire up. Disable reverb. Enable fire up. Song is input. New source. Menu button.
What should I have to do?
Finder.
This
New source. Menu button. Finder. Finder. Sort option. Mute when capturing. Select it. Mute when capturing. Toggle button.
and this.
Finder. Trim button. Snare 8 lock. One item selected. Snare 8. Snare.
Okay.
So I want something really like metallic. I'm gonna quickly find it.
Oh yeah, this is I think kind of the process I used making guns because I didn't have serum or anything,
Yeah.
so I just did this
It's
One
like
item track information.
this.
Snare track preview play.
with
Button.
a whole lot of dispersers.
Yeah.
Snare 45 watt. Waveform audio. Copy snare 45 watt. Close window.
Snare 45.
Close window. Desktop.
Let's paste it on my desktop.
Paste item. Reverb.
And then
FX.
go to Reaper.
Wavetable. OSCA.
Where it says oscillator A, I'm gonna go down with the mouse a little bit and then right click it,
Import PNG. Load sample ellipsis.
load sample, It's
Open window.
gonna open up the default like file browser.
Snare 45 watt. Groove.
I'm gonna import this, and it's gonna sound like this now.
Huh.
So I'm gonna turn up the octave.
Bypass direct pop. Plus 1 plus 2 enable level of pen. Octave. Plus semi. 24. 6 octave. Plus octave.
Okay. Okay.
Open.
So now what you can do is literally go into the
OSC
effects.
mix 02. 02. 02. Semicolon 02. OSC mix. FX. Main bus 1 bus 2. Bus 1.
Select bus 1, which is our like
Plus FX.
I think,
Reverb.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the snare. Gonna take
Reverb.
that,
FX.
take
Reverb cut. Low. Reverb cut plate.
the all
Table.
as a reverb type. Sounds great.
Reverb cut. Low. Size 3 DLY damp with mix. 3 DLY. Damp. Width. Mix. I reverb 35. Macros END1 and I reverb 35. Size 3D 3 DLY. Size.
So you take the size down.
35. Content selected. Edit text. Selection replace effect.
So I don't see a K,
Menu FX1. Rep size. Dim. Effect.
so I'm not sure where that is exactly.
Yeah, I thought it would have been there too.
Menu plus
It
FX,
seems like it didn't change.
Effect. Menu plus FX. Dim. Effect.
Yeah, it's
Menu
like,
FX1. Rep decay. Dim.
oh, there we go.
FX.
That was easier than I expected.
4.4s. Content. Selection replace 0.
20.
FX.
No 20 seconds. Oh god.
11.2s. Content select. Selection replace 0.
0.5. So I have that.
Low. Reverb cut. Plate. Plus FX custom. Main bus 1 bus 2 plus FX custom.
And then
Filter.
I'm gonna use a filter.
Text. Finished. Halt. Reverb cut. Low rate depth. I reverb 35.
Here comes the fun part.
Size 3 DLY. Filter plus. MG low 6.
Well, actually, not exactly yet.
S2 filter. Mix. Submenu.
I'm gonna use
Mix. Low EQ. Band EQ 12. High EQ 6. S2 filters. Submenu.
on S2 filters
S2 DJ mixer. Diffuser.
the diffuser filter,
FX.
which surprise, surprise, is a disperser. So-
Nice.
Filter.
So yeah.
Cut off RES. RES. Dry. Stages. Pan. Stages.
Stages. I'm gonna
Off. Content selected.
take this to like
Selection
20
FX. Dry. RES cut off.
and cut off to like
425. Content selected. Edit text. Selection replace 8.
800.
0. 8. 8. 8. FX. RES.
Don't really hear it, but
Zero.
I'm
Content
not sure if I turn up
Four.
the
FX.
resonance. It's not doing
Menu FX2. FX still reso.
stuff.
Dim. FX.
It's not
Menu
dispersing.
FX still dry. Dim. FX.
I don't
Menu
see
FX
any
still dry. Dim.
disperse
FX.
there.
It's weird. Let me see.
Dry. Stages. Pan. Mix. Pan. Stages. Menu FX2. FX still bar. Dim. FX. Track 1. 0. Content selected. Edit text. 3.
Because
FX.
it's just like
30. Content select.
phasing a little bit.
Selection FX.
There we go.
Okay. Okay.
And
Filter. Diffuser. Filter.
one
High
thing
reverb.
that I
Low
love
rate
to
depth.
do,
Reverb cut. Halt. Plus FX custom. Main bus 1 bus 2.
that I
FX
also
custom.
made a FX chain for Serum2's FX version.
Filter.
I use another filter.
Halt. Reverb cut. Low rate depth. Size 3D. I reverb 35. Filter. I filter. Filter. Cut off RES. Dry X. Plus. MG low 6. Filter. MG low 6.
Go to, where was it?
Submenu. Miss.
Miscellaneous, and then go to
Alphasis.
all passes. What this is gonna do is,
Filter. Cut off RES. Dry RES.
if you take up the resonance
0. Content selected.
to like
2.
20, and you take down the cutoff
425.
to like
Select FX.
30, it's mirroring the sound a little bit.
RES. 20. Content selected.
If
Edit.
you turn up the
Select
resonance, you can hear better.
40. Content select.
Oh yeah.
FX. Cut off. 30. Content selected. Edit text. Selection FX.
So it's doing that.
Wow. Nice. You find that little balance where you get that nice metallic sound.
Yeah.
Filter. MG
And then
low
you
X.
go
RES. Filter. I filter 35. Filter. I reverb. Size
the
3D.
best part of the sound,
I reverb 35. 35.
which
30. Size low rate depth.
is
Reverb cut. Halt. Plus FX custom. Main bus 1 bus 2X. Plus FX.
you
Main
go
bus 1 bus 1.
to
Main.
main,
Plus FX custom.
add effects,
Distortion.
distortion, and this fun part of Serum
AA free plus FX custom distortion.
is now they have
1.02. Stop overdrive.
this overdrive
FX.
distortion, and they have a stack feature,
Free off.
so you can stack up to 16
AA stack.
of these, and I like to stack up 2, and with the
Off.
drive I
3.4
like
plus FX overdrive. Overdrive.
Ooh.
1 point of distortion. Post. 1 drive. Mix. Drive. 3. Content selected. Edit text. Selection replace 8.
1.9
Content selected. Edit text. Selection replace 8. 1 drive. Mix. Drive. 3. Content selected. Edit text. Selection replace 8. 1 drive. Mix. Drive. 3. Content selected. Edit text. Selection replace 8. 1 drive. Mix. Drive. 3. Content selected. Edit text. Selection replace 8. 1 drive. Mix. Drive. 3. Content selected. Edit text. Selection replace 8. 1 drive. Mix. Drive. 3. Content selected. Edit text. Selection replace 8. 1 drive. Mix. Drive. 3. Content selected. Edit text. Selection replace 8. 1 drive. Mix. Drive. 3. Content selected. Edit text. Selection replace 8. 1 drive. Mix 25. Content.
80%.
Selection effects.
Nice. That shit cuts.
You can really mess around with the stack feature.
A stack. Stack. 2. Content
Maybe
selected.
do 3.
Yup, there it is.
Table. Row 1 of 1.
Like,
Add effects. Track 1 0 0
I need a UFR on
Table.
this.
Table. Contain UFR 2.0. Chain. Effects. Table. Row 2. Current button. 2 out button. Add effects.
Jesus.
UFR 4.0. Chain.
Probably UFR.
That sound will scrape you off the earth.
And yeah, that's why with OTT you need to be
That is
careful with resonances.
A stack. Main bus 1 bus 2. OSC mix effects matrix. Main bus 1 bus 1.
I'm gonna go to bus 1 and just turn down the resonance on the
Filter. Cut off RS. Filter out. Cut off RS drive 10 mix. Filter out assist.
on the all pass filter, all
Cut off RS
pass
drive 10 mix.
filter
Macros END1 ND. Cut off RS drive RS. 60. Content select.
to like 40.
Selection effects.
That's a lot.
40. Content select. Selection effects.
Whoa.
Cut off. 31. Content select. Selection effects.
Oh, it's not this. It's
What
the
the-
reverb.
It's warping.
Yeah, but I think it's the reverb. It's not the.
Filter. I filter. I filter. I reverb. Size 3DL. Low rate depth. Size 3. I reverb.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Low rate depth. Size 3DL. Wide 3DL. Size.
Let me turn on this. Actually, let me turn this up. Like
Selection
90.
effect.
And that's very loud.
90. Content select.
Let me turn this back down. Just a little bit better, at least.
3DL. Watt. Decay.
Yeah.
Mix. Mix. I reverb 35. 25. 20. Size 3DL.
What about decay?
Reverb cut. Low rate depth. Rate.
Yeah,
Size
I'm
3DL.
gonna
Wide
do
decay. Mix.
that.
3DL. Decay. Mix. Decay.
Cause like,
0.8 S. Selection. 0 period. Effect.
damn.
0.8 S. Content select.
It doesn't want to go underneath this.
Effects. Track
Apparently.
1. Low rate depth. Reverb cut. Hull.
Okay.
Reverb cut. Low rate depth. Rate. Depth.
What is? Oh, is I think this is the modulation for like the for various like
20. Content selected. Edit tab. Select effects.
resonances of the reverb. Yeah, this is more metallic. So if you turn
Whoa.
it up-
Track minus 6. Table. Row 1 of 2.
And the coolest thing is you can literally load any sample in this, and it will do the trick.
KY main but X. KY main OSC mix FX matrix global artist. Mix. OSC.
So like here,
Finish scanning reaper. Sub OSCA spectral OCT snare 45. Snare 45.
I think there are some errors somewhere to change like, but in this case I don't have like a folder,
Sub OSCA spectral OSC OCT sub OSC OSCA.
so I'm gonna just go here and take another
Find
snare.
OSC SSD volume. OSC kits folder. 1 item. Dubstep. 1 J ladder. 1 item. 1 item selected. Snares folder. In column snare 1 watt. Wait for snare 1005.
Stick
1
this.
3D play button. Snare 1533 watt. Copy snare 1000. Close window. Close window.
Why not?
Desktop window. Paste item. Reaper. Effect.
Let's go back here.
OS.
Go down.
Switch to import DNG ellipsis. Load sample ellipsis.
Load
Open
sample.
window. Column view. Browser.
And then
Snare 1533 watt. Group. Scroll area.
this. That's it.
Yeah, a little bit of crank that action going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's cool with this is
102.
you can go into Serum parameters list,
Loop start. Loop end. Loop escape.
and
Abort mode. 55. Off.
you can go to warp modes, and these are extremely cool.
Detune plus.
Like the Tune Plus is
2. 66.
Oh yeah. That's crazy.
Award close. 50. Senior. Award 53. 100. 0. Award bar. 50. Award close. 55. Senior. Spread plus. Harmonics. Subarn. Straight. Robotai. Shift. Award. 53.
Shift.
2. 30. 52. 50. 2.
Damn.
32.
That's like the fifth.
Yeah.
One track removed.
And one cool little thing you can do with this. Actually, I'm gonna save this.
Untitled. Selection deleted. Save track.
Gun tutorial
L A. Tutorial.
BP 2.
Sound design. One arm serum. One track.
There we go. Let's take a random
Splice. 13 of 21. Reverb.
splice sample. I'm gonna go with the most random shit you can find,
Splice.
really.
Web content. Web image. Splice test. Next. Show image. Search sound search.
I'm gonna go with
Selection replace them.
metal hit.
Hit.
See what pops up.
Play. Play. Play button. Group play. Play button. Group play. Play. Group play button. Play. 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 Play button. Group table.
Sure, why not? Let's see this.
It's crazy because some of these I can see how they're like prime tear out candidates. Like I
Yeah.
can see exactly how these
Yeah.
Sound design.
turned into guns.
Metronome off.
So I'm gonna follow the same principle where I have a gun folder.
Gun. Space. Gun. Sound is 1 SDLC.
Then
One track
this is
removed. One
gonna
unfolded.
be-
One track 1. 2 SDLC.
Underneath,
Bar 1 B3.
gonna probably do
Bar 1
like
2 B.
one
Select
bar.
repeat on. Repeat on. 2 SDL. 2 SDL. 3.
And then I'm gonna create the
Sound design. 3. One track.
the sub
2 SDL. Insert virtual link.
with
Selection replace test.
Surge
Clear
XC.
table. Contain Surge XC. Search sim.
as before.
FF LFO control. Envelope filter. Mixer. Oscillator control. Os classic. Scenic modern. Oscillator type button. Scene OSC1. Scene OSC1 retrigger. Toggle button. Select. Sound is
Always re-trigger on.
3 on surge 1 1 0 D4 D sharp 4 D sharp 2 D sharp 1 bar 1 D sharp 1 1 B D sharp 1 open card 3 on surge XC1 FF remove add surge X mainframe drop
Just
save
gonna
main search global oscillator mixer filter envelope controls group cannot see MPG
Turn
filter
up
controls
the release a little bit.
envelope cannot see 0 100 4.6 milliseconds 16
Then see the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Italian virtual rider in the house. I don't think I'm at that level yet. We'll get there. But yeah.
I'm telling you, not very far. Come on.
Yeah. I'll admit that, yeah. Yeah, I didn't miss anything. Good. So I'm just gonna turn up the release.
sound design 3 on surge 4 edit text sound 4 folder track 3 up 2 1 folder 2 S 3 on 4 nested end of folder 1 3 on surge unarmed 2 SDLs
So on this little one shot here that I have, I'm gonna use a chain that I made
scroll area
where
add effect to
I'm
select
using
clear table contain opposites chain FX
3 all-pass filters in Serum 2, and I've linked the cutoff and the resonance to 2 different macros of Serum. So by changing those, I change the character of the metallic texture that I get. So by default, it sounds like this. But
close include edit text plan
if I go here, go to macro 1,
value 0% 22 20 28 map 68 70 80 macro 20 22 28 16 14 macro 80 60 60 40 map 80 20 22 open free surge X
I'm gonna move this note a little bit to the right, so it comes after the one shot, so it like fades in the sub,
D sharp 1 2 beats 2%
if that makes sense.
D sharp 1 2 beats 1% D sharp 1 2 beats
Yeah, I seen that happening with the last one too.
bar 1 beat 1 5% bar 1 beat 1 oh 2S free surge X 2S
And then UFR 4.0 was born because I was making this type of gun, so
area add selection replace you
if I load this in, it should theoretically sound as good as the other ones did.
one close folder open 2S track plus 4
Damn.
You can change this. Like if I pitch this up,
Plus 24. Plus 0, minus
or
47.
actually down this.
Minus 20. Minus 20. Minus 20. Minus 20.
Now it has like a fifth as the tonal layer.
2 SDLC. F1 open. 2 SD. FX
You
parameters.
can
0 2 FX. Close.
go ahead and change the macro
Parameter.
value of the cutoff.
Max value 0%. 26. 28. 40.
Get more Snavigan or
12. 14. 20. Max 52. 6. Max 24. 26. 30. Open.
we can really take any example. Let's I don't know. Let's take this.
Copy. Reaper. Sound, with sound design. Track plus 1. 0.
Just drop it right in. Yeah.
Minus 2. No take envelopes. 1 of 2 SDLC. Show track macro 1 0 2 FX. Macro 1
I'm gonna just use an envelope to just change the value quicker of the macro.
minus 3 cents. Minus 4 cents.
There you go.
20.
Of
Context.
your little gun. Damn, that sounds good. You can add
Yeah, that one's pretty rude.
yeah, you can add ROM to it, which is I think a free reverb with the complete control, which now sounds super loud, and I probably should have turned down the volume. But turn on the decay, turn on the size, turn it up a little bit. You can, I think you can take anything. Like, why not stick this? I don't know what this is supposed to be, but let's take this.
Copy. 1 over 2 SD. Sound.
Yeah. You can make a lot of shit work.
Yo, tunnel gun.
Macro 102 FX 30.
Maybe let's change this to. That's getting very messy, but
10 content. Select open. Minus 40.
you can get pretty
that's
unique
dope.
guns.
That's a dope one.
Yeah. Maybe get Spec Ops, which is an awesome plugin. They have like different filters that you can use. And they have like this pitch.
Filter 1 mode. A. Slow LP. Filter. Start with 1. 100. Start rate.
And
Filter 1 mode. Stretch. 7. Filter
they have
1 mode.
like very weird filters.
Filter 1. 2.0%.
Like
48. Filter 1 mode. Glitch bubble.
Oh, that's crazy.
Glitch shift. Glitch HP. Glitch reverse. Reverse press. Clipper. Noisify. Dust storm. Decapitate. MP3 item. Free. Topmost. Fuzzy freeze. Resonant freeze. Threshold freeze. Random freeze. Glitch freeze. Free. Slide down. Filter 1. 0.0%. 2.0%. 10.0%. 12.0%. Open. Track minus 6. Minus 2 seconds. Minus 40.
a good suggestion would be to cut off the lows of this layer so it doesn't interfere with the sub.
48 decibels cut. Open. 1 NOx. Minus 2. Minus 40.
So that's another real good plugin you can use for shaping.
Yeah, definitely. I made a chain on Spec Ops, like using Spec Ops,
4 tracks. No tracks.
that will take anything into what I call hyper layers. So, you know, like those background layers that go with saw waves, like sirens and stuff.
145.
I can literally take
Splice.
like
Show metal image. Search metal image. Metal kit.
say drum loop. What do we use splice today?
Play. Button. Play. 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 Play.
No, let's stick this.
Copy. No tracks. One track, one night. One cent band 100. One cent band 130 on top loop jacket. Set 140. Selection. Open.
If I
Scroll layout.
open
Add selection
this
page.
chain
Clear
right
layer.
here,
Contain hyper. Chain. Hyper layer. Chain.
it's gonna make it sound like this.
Track.
Oh yeah.
Like if I stretch this out to
That's
like,
clean.
Measure speeds. Radio. Okay. Default. Measure speed. Selected. 4.0.00. Content
let's
selected.
say
Text. Selection
16
speed. Open.
bars.
One cent
Really
band
some weird shit.
What the fuck?
You can really get some awesome like textures in the background with this.
Yeah.
1 KB verse. 0 plus 7 on.
That is dope.
Without it would sound like this. Sounds awful. It's like very stretched and
One cent band. One cent
and
band.
everything.
One cent band.
But it made it like kind of sound natural again. It took all of
Yeah.
that and put it back into a drum sounding.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Rendering
And
file.
if
Dialog.
you can freeze this, you can
Slash you wait. 29%.
no, it's gonna take a while. I don't know. It's a big chain. That's for sure.
No action available. Window. Open project. In window. One frozen. One lock freeze. One unlock.
So now I've frozen this. I can
One item added.
cut it
One
here.
item removed. One freeze.
Now I
One
have
zero.
a 8-bar background loop weird thing that I can use and build ups, breaks. Everything. I think it's pretty dope.
Minus freeze.
And obviously you can pitch this
Crazy.
around, so
Minus 7 7 ohms. Minus 9. Minus plus 17. Plus 5 minus 7 7 ohms. Minus 4. 1000.
or you can literally be a color-based producer and use chroma
Add
on
selection
this.
page. Quick take. Intake. Sound audio. FX. Track. Sound.
Yeah, chroma.
Start range. 1.
Hell yeah.
8 points color. 3.
And do this.
I need to get my hands on this shit, man. I
Yeah.
heard about this, but I haven't grabbed it yet.
Spectral gate threshold. Spectral north of 52.0. 100 FFT high quality. Mute low band. 11 high on. Mute low. Mute high. MIDI enable. Expand range. 14. Full range MIDI. 15. Off. Expand MIDI enable. Mute high band. 12.
Let me
Off.
see.
MIDI enable. 13. Mute low on. Mute high MIDI. Expand full range MIDI. Spectral gate enable. 16. Spectral north and 8 on. Multi-rate enable. 18. On. Note C. Note D. 21. Off.
Let me
on.
do-
Note D. Note D. 20. Note F. Note F. On. Off. Note on. Note D. On. Note on. Note D. 20. Spectral north. Spectral gate enable. Spectral note D. Note D. 20. Note D. Multi-rate enable. Spectral gate threshold. Set minus 43.6. Minus 42.
They have a spectral gate now where you can basically do
Mute
this.
high band. MIDI enable. Expand full range MIDI. Spectral gate on. Full range MIDI. Spectral north. FFT size. High quality. 10. On. FFT size. 9. 500. Spectral north and on.
Oh, okay.
0.6. Set minus 20. Preset. Push. Wet color. 3. 200%. End range. 400. 8.0. 80. End range. Color. Wet push shift. Preset. Spectral gate threshold. Spectral north and on. 8. 0. Spectral gate threshold. Minus 31 points. Minus. FF high quality. Mute low band. Mute high band. On. Mute low band. High quality. FF spectral north and on. 8. Spectral gate minus 41.
Whoa.
Minus 30. One
And
frozen.
you can turn this into a drum, like
A.
put some delay on this.
App. Default button. Table. App. Default table. Include XD. Native instruments. VST3.
Use Replica XC a lot. It's one of my most used delays.
0%. Time mode. Delay. Ping pong. On. Mix. Feedback. 6. Mix. 88%. 86%. 40. Ping pong. Delay time. 1/8. Time mode. 1.
You wanna be like virtual riot? Let's do 1/8 dotted.
Open. One frozen. Render file.
Let's freeze this.
Sound design. One lock freeze. Unlock. One item added. One item removed. One item added. Two items selected. With sub. Plus 2 7 ohms.
You have a cool texture made out of a drum loop.
Real talk though.
Yeah.
Could definitely fit this in the back of something. Nice
Yeah.
pad type thing,
Or
moving
you,
pad.
you can even use Flower Shimmer, Valhalla Shimmer.
No effects. One frozen. FX correct.
Like,
0.50.
take off
0.50.
the-
Feedback diffusion. Size. Low cut. High cut. Mod rate. Mod depth. 8. 0.
Take down the depth on the modulation.
0. Mod rate. 7.
And then-
Wet dry. Delta. 16. Wet. 15. Delta. Wet dry. 0.68. Open.
Turn up the wet dry and then freeze this.
Rendering file. Type. Sound design.
And then kind of
One lock freeze.
glue
Unlock. One
the
item added.
tail with
Two
the
freeze. One item bar. One beat. One item bar. One beat. One.
with the start,
Two items
so
selected.
it's like
One freeze.
repetitive.
Plus 1 set.
And
Plus
you
2
can
7.
push this around. And,
Scroll. Add selection replay test. Clear for tape table. Into 2. Hold sound.
Got used to it just to change some of the resonance because this
Selection
this
replay
could be
test.
really this could be could become really like resonance heavy.
Global controls. Oscillate in all classic. Oscillator.
And let's make a respace. So 16 voice modern saw wave, 16 voice of
Oscillator
unison.
select. Oscillator select. Group. Global control.
No retrigger.
FX change. Scene off 0.0. Scene plane. Mono. Single trigger. Mono. Single trigger and selected.
Mono single trigger and finger fundamento. Turn up to glide.
Oscillate mixer filter control. In off. 0 off. Scene
Filter low pass 24 decibels. Cut off. Just like that by default. It sounds already awesome.
Yep. Start building a melody on top of it.
Yeah.
Design.
So you can really get creative with this.
2 arms.
Oh, we did a ton of during the stream. We did a ton of stuff.
Yeah, yo, we just covered so much info. This is a stream that I'm gonna have to come back and look at a few different times.
Hell yeah.
So much good info in here.
Yeah, imagine doing this every single week.
I mean, hey, there's plenty of topics we can cover, so I'm
hell
sure we
yeah.
can find something.
Definitely. It's
We
also
can get
interesting.
different people in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
If you want me to do one of these on like making beats in like Dilla time, like classic boom bap and shit, all that type of shit I can do. Or
Bro, we
everybody
can-
makes trap in different ways, so I can do
Yeah.
one on Atlanta trap. You know.
Yo, we can have like weeks on like specific genres, and we can focus on that over months on specific genres, and we have like weeks on
Yeah.
making a beat in this style, making a beat in this style, making a mix in this style, mixing vocals, mixing drums, etc. That would be sick.
I think like choosing a different genre every month is a good idea because it gives people a chance to get comfortable and kind of figure things out
Yeah.
off stream and then come back and do more.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like this month is my turn to get productive and make dubstep.
Yeah, it's happening.
Hell
It's
yeah,
happening.
guys.
Chat, let us know what you think, man. If you're watching this in the future, as a VOD, leave your comments. Make sure you like this. Share it with somebody who's
Absolutely.
making dubstep and needs this info.
Now I'm getting funky with the.
Hey,
Track plus 3.
let's go. Let's go.
I actually used this on the trap sample I flipped for Hamel, the vintage one that we used in a beat battle yesterday. I used Chroma. Quite surprisingly, not for pitching a bass into a color bass, but to get rid of a note that was in a chord. So
Selection replay test.
the chord was like a minor, but it was like this, and I didn't want this note, so I cut it off, and it I only made this chord sound like this, so it was more like darker, and that like got me so excited. I wasn't even sure if that would have worked, but it did. So it turns out, always experiment, always try to do weird stuff, always try to do stuff that you wouldn't do, and see what that goes, because that could become,
Yeah.
maybe you think, Chroma is not useful in this situation, but it is. Maybe it is. And obviously it depends.
That's
on,
insane.
Yeah, obviously depends on like the context of what you're doing, obviously. But yeah, never underestimate something, because it might become useful in the future.
That's a fact, man. I think that's a great piece of wisdom to end off on, man. Always try new shit. Keep pushing
Yeah.
your ideas forward.
Yeah, and you're talking with someone who made reggaeton. I made trap. I made hard style. I made hard techno. I made trap. Already said. I made drill. I made basically everything, and genres that I wouldn't even think of doing. Like I made lo-fi. I made I don't even know, but it like gives you so much to like inspiration to take up, to take in your own music and incorporate some of stuff from a specific genre to maybe take characteristic of lo-fi and blend it in with some dubstep stuff and blend it in with some reggaeton
Yeah.
culture. That's the beauty of it. Like, don't be stuck in one genre. At least try making something. We host we will start hosting on Blind Producers, hopefully weekly challenges where we mash up genres, and we have like 2 hours to make a track. So if you want to participate, I highly encourage you to do that. Because it's really
join.
Yeah, it's really powerful for you as a producer to experiment and do something you would have never thought you would do, but then you realize, well, maybe it's shit, but it's something different, and from that you learn, because it's you never stop learning. So definitely join Discord,
never ever,
and definitely take part of these challenges that we will do. Probably next week we're gonna do something, either on Saturday or Sunday. We will see. We will do some pretty good stuff, probably on live stream as well. So stay tuned. Join the Discord. We will send obviously updates there. And yeah, I think this stream is pretty much done, to be honest. We covered a lot. We covered guns. We covered wubs. We covered BOA basses. We covered sound design with Surge. Did a quite a
Chroma.
walkthrough. Yeah, Chroma.
Melodic textures.
Yeah.
There's so many like clips that can be pulled out of this stream as videos on their own.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm looking forward to doing, is kind of condensing these a little bit so people can go back and watch their favorite section.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty easily.
Yeah, definitely. We will. I think we will just cut off some sections and put them in the shorts, or something like that, so people can watch some hype moments of the stream, and me not being able to speak English as well. That would be funny. And yeah, that's a constant thing for me. Like, I can speak sometimes. Most people know me from my Italian English, what's so called, and I'm really proud of this. So yeah, some funny moments as well.
You're all good, bro.
Yeah,
we understand and we know what you're saying.
I mean, that's the beauty of it.
I'm here to fill in. You know what I'm saying?
And it also makes me laugh when I'm when I butcher some words. I'll be like, yeah, it's funny and it's beautiful, and it's part of the community. So again, join.
We do that shit. Having spoke English our whole lives, we flub and fuck up on words, man.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. It's just part of being on camera.
Yeah,
and shit.
exactly. That's the beauty of it. It's funny as well. So,
yeah.
I think we wrapping up this stream for today. Was a pretty fun time. This is not Question ATL. The other guy is Question ATL. This is Jay Ladder.
I'm Jay Ladder now.
Yes, you're making dubstep now. This is Alessio with Blind Producers. That the other guy is Question ATL. Go follow him in.
Yeah.
Go tune in and streams. Definitely go check the stream from yesterday where I sneak peeked Beatwhip. Gonna link the stream down below in the description later. And yeah, if you're watching this after the stream ended, feel free to leave a comment on your opinions, questions, doubts, everything. And it was a really fun time. So thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, man.
See you next time.
Thank you for having me on this one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Sure, bro. Take care.